All right, good evening to you and yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughterzinski with you here tonight. We told you that we wouldn't be doing a lot of our summer interviews, but the ones that we did do, we wanted to make sure that, there were people we haven't talked to in a while, haven't seen in a while, because we provide, I think, a lot of coverage for our local student athletes that are currently in high school. Well, our guest here this evening, you want to talk about having one of the more amazing college careers. He was an outstanding player, of course, here in Brevard County for the Cocoa Tigers and the Heritage Panthers as well. Played football at West Melbourne and youth football at West Melbourne. And I can tell you, I always enjoyed talking to him. I love his family, and I absolutely loved watching him play football. Joining us from St. Thomas University here tonight, future record holder in college football. Keep that in mind because we're going to talk about that too. Please help me welcome Rontavious Tay Farmer. My man, how's it going here?
Nothing really, nothing new. Just been out here grinding, trying to get ready for my senior season on and off the field. Got to make this one the best one, but other than that, just same old me, man. Just grinding, staying out of trouble, and just trying to be the best man I could be for myself and my family.
How has listen? I know that you, when you went to St. Thomas, you had aspirations of maybe going to play somewhere else, and I know you've had options. I know you've had offers to go play elsewhere. What is it about St. Thomas that's kept you there?
Man, it's really like they show true love. Like, obviously, everybody know my story. My dad passing away.
Right.
And I reached out to them immediately, and it was like, you could take however long you can take, or if you want to take, to come back to school. Like, we understand. And once I got there, it was true love. Like, they're showing me around campus. They're asking me what I need extra. Like, just being to the point to where, like, they're annoying. Like, yo, like, are you good? Are you good? Are you good? Are you okay?
Right.
Family environment, and they show true love. Like, and I would say, for example, I'm probably gonna skip ahead of what we're gonna talk about, but it was to a point where it was last season, it was the last regular season game, and I needed a certain amount of yards to lead the whole nation and rushing yards again. And my OC pulled me aside. He's like, "We're gonna get you the yards that you need." Like, and mind you, it's a blowout. It's like 55-0.
Right.
I shouldn't even be getting back in the game, but he showed me love. He's like, "We already know about your stats. Like, we're gonna go get you that." You feel me? So like that just shows like they really care about me and my goals, even though that's personal goals. They still want me to be successful.
I think you are unique, Tay, in that you show something that you don't see from a lot of student athletes at the high school level or college anymore, and that's loyalty. And I think that's something that's a character thing, man. And I think that speaks a lot about your character. Let's talk about your play on the field. 4,184 yards, 600 and roughly about 690 yards, 688 to be precise, away from the all-time Florida collegiate rushing record, 1,554 yards away from the NAIA all-time rushing record, two-time All-American, three-time All-Conference, school record holder in yards and touchdowns. I know that a lot of these are personal goals, but or personal accomplishments. But man, this is unheard of, man. Talk about this and what these mean to you.
Obviously, like I set a lot of goals for me personally. Like before the whole season, I was set. Like I put in so much work to it, as well as like I have to show the production. Like a lot of people would say it's selfish that I'm every time after a game I'm posting my stats, I'm showing my progress, but I put in the work for that, and I feel like if you put in the work, you might as well show the results to everybody.
Yes.
That's I'm big on. If you put the work in, show everybody that you put the work in.
But
at the same time, like show your confidence, like show them what you've been doing.
Speaking of your confidence, I remember the first time I ever talked to you, and I had to pull answers out of you, man. I love the way, man, that you you have just blossomed into this man that is confident. What do you attribute that to?
I would say my parents, my dad.
Yeah.
We used to no lie. We used to be in the living room going over interviews. Like I'll be like, "Can y'all interview me?" Because I know the future for me. Like I know if I gotta go to the league, I'm gonna have to go through interviews. I gotta talk well. I gotta know how to talk to negative comments, positive comments, comments about other people. So my mom and dad, I would give them all the props. Like they really train me earlier to get ready for that professional stage.
I remember texting with your dad about that. He's like, "Man, when you going to interview Tay?" Or, and I was like, "All right, come on, let's do it." He's like, "He needs to learn, man. You need to." I was like, "Yeah, you're right, you're
Yeah.
right, you're right. I'm coming, I'm coming." So let me ask you this: what was it? Your brother. What was it like playing with your brother?
It was. This is my second time playing him. I played him in high school.
Uh
It's
huh.
really a lesson. Like sometimes I'll take it for granted. Like because a lot of people, their siblings don't play the same sport, or they're not really interested, or a brother could go to this school, another one go to another school. So I really been trying to like take full advantage of that. It's really a blessing, and we share the same room, so it's like we used to it. Like we've been doing this our whole life. You feel me? So it's like, dang, like this is really like I've done shared a room with him since I was like 5 years old.
I love
So
it.
it's really a blessing. If you to sum it all up, it's a blessing.
And I hear you. So, what are you? Obviously, the goal for you is the combine next year and the draft, or if that doesn't work out, there are so many different professional leagues that you have an opportunity to play in.
Sure.
With your work ethic and your style, I know you're going to be playing, getting paid to play football. But what have you been studying down there? What have you been taking?
I'm actually a major in sports administration. So even after I'm done with football, like when my football career is over, I wanted to still stay in the football field. Like I wanted, like I told you a couple years ago, I want to do what you're doing. I want to be an analyst. I want to be a broadcaster. I'll be a photographer, videographer, all that. I'll also be into coaching, training, but I just really want to stick onto sports and to be specific, football, if that makes sense. So
No,
that's
it
really
does.
all the classes I take.
Well, I got news for you. I've always told you you got a spot right here
Yes, sir.
at BSN. I don't know. A lot of people don't know this, but we did. I've worked with NFL players before, doing podcasts and things like that. I've done some work with Ernest Biner, Tavares Gooden, and so you always got a spot right here at this
That's
chair
real.
when you're
That's
ready to do it. But I want to see you on Sundays first. What is the biggest difference in you, Tay, from when you walked onto that campus to right at this very moment? What is the biggest difference in you?
the biggest difference in me, I would say my maturity. Like I obviously I'm gonna have to bring it back up. Like when I first came here, that was a week after my dad passed away. I had to grow up right there. Like that's I had to grow up right there. So I would say maturity. Like I've been moving like a grown man. I would say I've been moving like a grown man. I haven't been doing nothing that I don't need to be doing. I haven't been going to unnecessary parties or what I'm saying, just doing unnecessary stuff that's gonna take me off track of my goals. So I would say maturity for sure.
And you're in a part of Florida. I mean, let's be honest with each other here. I mean, South Florida is considered one of the party capitals of the
Yeah, fact.
entire world, not just this country, the entire world. How have you been able to resist the temptations of what that life can bring you down there?
I'm used to it. Like when I was back at home, the VAR life, I wasn't going to no parties. It's just too much going on in the city. Like I wasn't going to none. Like I wouldn't even ask my dad or mom. Like they would be so strict. Like no, you can't go. Like they were aware before I was aware because I would always be like, why I can't go to parties? But it's always some crazy stuff happening in this because it's sad. But that's
Yeah.
just the truth. So
No,
me
it,
growing up, it's like I'm still taking their knowledge of what they was telling me when I was younger, and I'm just implementing it to what I got going on now. And it's like if I want to go to the league, it's certain things that I can't do in life. I have to cut it out. I can't go party. I can't go do extra stuff. Like I said, so like I mean, it's all gonna add up in the end.
impressive to hear. That's for sure, especially with where you are. Have you run into any other Brevard County people down there?
Yeah, actually, my class, we had me, my cousin Tayshawn, obviously my brother. We had somebody, Jalen Hudgens from Holy Trinity,
Uh,
Rico from and Quez from Coco. And
yeah.
every year, I'm not gonna lie, it's a couple more from Bavard coming every single year. But I think honestly, when I make it to the league next year, that's just gonna open it for everybody. Like, okay, I done seen his story since his freshman year. he could have went D1, but he stayed at NAIA. He's still going to the league. So now it's really possible. So that's ultimately that's really like my end goal. I want to be able to pave the way for others and show that it's possible. As long as you put in the work and you show it, they'll find you.
Well, let me ask you this, and that's a great segue into what I want to talk about with you next, because Tay, if you look at the way college football is set up right now, whether it's NAIA, Division II, Division III, it doesn't matter. Because of the transfer portal, with so many student athletes having the ability to play as true freshmen, it feels like that whatever, I don't know the word, stigma that sat it, like before, if you didn't play D1 P5 football, people said you didn't play college football.
Yeah,
That's not true anymore,
crazy.
is it?
It's crazy, man.
It's nuts. Talk a little bit about. Now, here's the other thing I want to talk to you about. You're a running back, and I know, looking at the league, the way the league is today and how the running back position is, and how they value, in a lot of cases, don't value the running back position like they used to. What sets you apart in your game where you can say, you know what, I'm not your typical NFL-style running back? What's different about you?
I would say I know how to preserve my body. Obviously, I'm small. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of running backs, they just want to be a running back. Like, I will do anything you tell me to do on the field. I will go block every single play if that's going to make us win. I will go to the slot and be a decoy the whole game. Like, a lot of players, obviously, is big on the money thing lately, you know what I'm saying, the salaries and stuff. But I've been playing football for free, and I love football. Like, my goal is to be in the NFL. Obviously, the money's great, but that's still the sport that I love playing, that I've been playing since I was like 5. So once I go to the league, it's nothing different. And then I reached my goal, so why stop now? I already done been through the mud. I already done been through all these hard times. I'm in the NFL, like, I'm finna keep going. Like, this is the dream. And when a kid reaches his dreams, he's set. Like, life is good. So that's how I look at it. Like, once I hit the NFL, nothing's gonna stop me. Like, I'm still gonna go regardless of how we get paid, regardless of how I get used. Like, I'm just gonna make the best of the opportunity, because everybody doesn't get the opportunity. The chances are low from any school, even D1s. Some D1 running backs don't always make it. So even if I get a chance from an NAIA, man.
There you go. And you know what? I can tell you right now, first thing is that your attitude, I know your work ethic. So your attitude, your work ethic, and I know what you bring on the field. And your film, certainly, if I'm an NFL scout and a coach and I see your film and I talk to you, I'm gonna bring you in. I'm gonna let you give it a shot. And so are you okay with practice squad situations and things like that?
Most def. As long as I
Yeah.
get my door, I'm gonna take whatever responsibility I need to take, man. Allen, I'm ready. Like, I am ready 100% right now.
No doubt, no doubt. What from a team perspective? Tell me about this football team, because listen. I know you enjoy playing down there, and so tell me what's special about your team.
I would say it's a brotherhood. Like, we all, obviously, everybody go through their team problems, but this team, upcoming team, like, we're young. Last year was our first time ever making the playoffs. Mind you, before I got here, we had losing records back to back. We're a new program. Ever since my class came here, we don't have winning programs, 9-2, 9-2, 10-3. So it's like we're only going up, and then we're getting new facilities. We're getting a new turf field. We got a new jumbotron. We got another track field. Like, this school is evolving, and I would gladly say, like, I was a part of the process. And a lot of people, like the new freshmen, they would come in and they will already analyze, like, okay, this is how the standard is at St. Thomas. Like, he has been through it all, and he's still going, and he possibly has a chance to lead. And my whole team, they know it. They know if I'm slacking, come on, Tay, like, you trying to go to the league? Come on, man. You got to do
Right.
this, do this. So they all, like, they show real love. That's what separates from everybody else, because obviously at the D1, everybody on the team is their league. Their mind is, I'm going to the league.
Right.
Everybody not, it's not the same, but they understand that certain people got certain goals.
With the way you communicate and how you are and your love and passion for this game, obviously when you're done playing, could you ever foresee a day, and I could, where you're coaching instead of broadcasting?
Most def. I would love to be a coach. Like, obviously, I'm big on broadcasting, because I used to do it when my little brothers would play Madden. Like, I would be the analyst, upstairs in the booth. Like I would do the same thing. All yeah, coaching for sure. I feel like I could drop a lot of knowledge into not only running backs but other players, other positions on the offense and the team in general on how you need to be a great football player.
Now, I know what your dad meant to you and your football career, but who are some of the coaches over the years as you now have a chance going into your senior season to reflect backwards and look at some of the coaches that also were instrumental in your career, Tay? Who would they be?
There's a couple out there, but the real shout out I would have to shout out is Coach Harold. He know who I'm talking about. Coach Harold was a coach at West Melbourne. Like he made me fall in love with the game of football at the age of like 8 or 9. Like he taught me not even just football. He put me on a new life of just understanding how good God is. Like after every practice, after every game, we would pray. I never did that. Mostly like no other teams. We don't really do that every practice. So I would really say Coach Harold, like he really taught me how to be a young man at a young age. Like he taught me how to be a 14-year-old when I was 8 years old. He's teaching me how to be respectful to others, my parents at the time. You know what I'm saying? So all that, like he just cared for me more than just football.
Even now, as the man that you've become, there are times when, we go through things in life. And so my question to you now is, you've had to be and step up to be a family leader, to be a leader on your team. But Tay, now in your life, who is it you lean on?
I would say my family. I really
Yeah.
lean on my mom. My mom leans on me. It's vice versa because I got to shout out my mom. She's been strong the past 3 years since my dad's passed. She has been very strong, and she gave me so much knowledge. And it's like she's motivational because she wakes up at 3 o'clock every morning to go to work. College athletes we wake up at like 5 or 6, and sometimes
Right.
I would complain, but then I'll sit back and think like my mom is getting up at 3. Like, what am I doing complaining? This is a grown woman getting out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, going to work and sacrificing so she could feed for her, her kids, provide for her kids. So it's really her. Like she give me so much game. She always tell me to be a sponge. Like wherever I go, soak up all the knowledge I can. And just in football terms, like be ready so you don't have to get ready. Like stay ready. And I really use that quote a lot because it's like if an NFL scout came in here right now as we're speaking, say I want you to come to training camp, I'm ready. I don't have to get ready. I'm already ready right now. I'm ready to go.
I know.
So the confidence, I really get that from her too. Like shout out to my mom for real.
You sent me a video last year, I think we put up, where there was a play, and I'll have to go back through the videos. And if I found it, it's on the screen now, where I was so impressed with your vision after taking the ball. Obviously, the hole you were supposed to hit was filled, but it wasn't just how you cut back. It was when you cut back and where you chose to run with the football that showed me your maturity on the football field. Talk about that and how you've gotten to this point to make yourself become the back that you've become.
I would say I really do a lot of I watch the best running backs in the NFL. Like if I want to go to the NFL, I gotta watch the players at my position that's really excelling in the league. And at the time, I was a big Le'Veon Bell fan because I understood like you don't have to hit every time you get the ball. You don't have to hit the hole. Like that's what a lot of running backs don't understand. You don't have to hit the hole. You could be patient. And I really sat back and like I'm watching like there's no way he's doing this and it's working. And he's in the NFL. He's going against the best linebackers, the best D linemen, the best safeties. Let me try to put this in my game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me? So I start
Yeah.
doing it. It's like, whoa, it's kind of working. Let me
Well,
take it.
it definitely is working because I noticed it a lot in your films that I try to zoom in and see what I can see. Guys like you and me were students of the game too. So, to see you doing that vision, look, in high school a lot of backs are one cut outside and speed gets you to the end zone. But it's not like that in college, is it, Tay?
No, sir. No, it's a whole different ball game.
Everybody else and a lot, especially second in the secondaries, they can be, a step for step with you. What do you miss most? And I know the family, so you can't say your family. What do you miss
All right.
most about Brevard County?
What I miss most about Brevard County?
Yeah,
Good question.
and it's okay if it's nothing. I did an interview last week with a college freshman, and I asked that question, and she said nothing. I love where I am and what I'm doing.
it's probably something I miss right now, but I can't think of it right now.
I
I'm
got you. I
probably,
got you.
but
You
I
still
kind of
keep.
like I've been enjoying where I'm at right now because it's like I got a free head. Like I get to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm living on my own. Obviously, I got my brother, so it's like it's teaching me at the same time to be a grown man when that time comes.
Take me through a typical Tay Farmer day when football season's going on.
So you want to say game day or just like during the week?
Give me a practice day and a game day.
Practice day, I get up at 5. I say 5:30, 5:45. I leave the room, get to the meetings. Meetings over where I go to practice. I'm usually the first one on the field. Practice starts at 7:45 most of the time. I'll be out there about 7:10. I'll sit on the sideline. I'll just sit on the bench and just visualize what's going to happen, how practice is going to go. And I always think about my dad. Like, this is my purpose. This is why. This is my why. Like, go out here and be the best player you can be. Even some days it's going to be bad, be the best player you can be. So I'll go to practice, go to class, usually get treatment. I go to treatment at least twice a day. Got to take care of the body. Learn that from LeBron James. But other than that, after all that is done, I go straight to sleep. Like during the season, I go to sleep at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I need sleep is so important. A lot of athletes don't realize sleep is the best treatment you can get. And okay, so game day is different. I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. No alarm.
Wow.
3 o'clock in the morning. I'm ready to go, Alec. Yeah. So we'll have I'll be the first one in treatment, probably like 6, 7. But the walk to treatment, it would be like depressing because I'll just think dang, my dad is not here to see me. So on game day, I'm ready to kill. I'm ready to kill. There's no way my dad not able to see me physically. So this is my purpose. I gotta go win. So boom, we go through warm ups, and then coin toss comes. So I was captain last year. Every coin toss, I would tear up looking in the stands because my dad would not be there. I would tear up every coin toss. And right after that, it's kill mode. Okay, my dad not here. Somebody got to field me for 4 quarters straight. I go do what I got to do, and that's just that.
And you've done it well. What
Thank
advice? Listen, man. I gotta ask you this. Now I know you're in college and NIL and all that, but now these kids up here now in Brevard County and across the state of Florida in high school, they can make some money on their name, image, and likeness. So things are going to change, right? But it's still about playing at the next level when you're in high school. What's the biggest piece of advice you could offer a student athlete in any sport who is looking to get to the next level?
Just a quote that says, I don't know if I'm going to say it right, but go where you're not, what I think is go where you're celebrated, not tolerated, or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm mad right now. I can't get the exact quote.
That's all right. That's all right. I know what you mean.
Go where you feel like it's the best environment, just football wise and family wise. Don't think about no money. The money's gonna come if you're good or not. If you're good enough, they're gonna give you money. But
right.
The first option, think about it as if you were younger. What team would you want to go to? You want to go to this team? That's the team you gotta go to. Go to the team that shows you the most love, the most interest. All the good things gonna happen. You put in the work. You're gonna get the NIL deals. Don't go to this big school just because they got an NIL deal and now you are sitting on the sideline looking to transfer. Now your whole process. So really just go where you feel is best, football-wise.
As you sit back and listen, I mean, you know what? It doesn't matter where that is, right? I mean, because a lot of student athletes now, it's like now at every level of college sports starting next year, you can actually get paid to play college sports, which is an amazing thing. So
that is pros.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. But I think the thing that you may have forgotten there to mention is how hard you worked, regardless of the setbacks you had in terms of, you didn't get the offers you deserved as a senior. And so you said, you know what, I'm just going to go do this and I'm going to make the most of this, which you have. But talk about working hard and keeping focused and straight ahead, because a lot of these student athletes get sidetracked today because they're not getting the offers to the schools they think they deserve to be at.
My best advice, like you just said, put in the work and whatever opportunities you get, take full advantage of it. It's always good things happen to those who wait. I'm big on that quote too. if you're doing good things and you're a good person, good things are gonna happen. Like, really, like, just trust. You gotta really trust yourself. A lot of people don't believe in themselves and their abilities in whatever sport they play. Like, you have to find that confidence. You have to wake up and look in the mirror, and maybe you have to lean on your why. Like, why am I doing this? Maybe I do that. Sometimes I wake up in the morning. Why am I doing this? My dad passed away. My mom's still up at 3 o'clock. If I was to quit right now, how would they feel? Disappointed. Me and you know that, Alan. They'll be disappointed. So it's
I'd
like,
be disappointed.
you feel me? A lot of
Right.
why, and just let it fuel you and go out there and be who you are. Really, just find yourself, and the rest will take care of itself.
You know, I got to tell you, Tay, I absolutely have loved following your college football career. You know, you've always been one of my favorites. You know that. You know, we text throughout the course of the year. You know, I mean, Caleb will, you know, I try to pay attention to as many,
Yeah.
you know, former Brevard guys as I can, but I'm always looking at what you're doing on Saturdays, man. You know, I loved talking to your dad. I know what he knew you and your brothers were all capable of doing, and I got to tell you, I know he's extremely proud of all of you. How does that make you feel?
Whew. Words can't explain, man. Words can't express. It's like, I understand how I already know how proud he is of me and my brothers, but it's like, I feel like I haven't done enough yet. So that's another fuel that gets me like, I don't think I've done enough. He would tell me, like, keep going. Like, if you was to stop right now, would you be satisfied yourself of what you've been doing? I'd be like, no, because I haven't made it in the NFL. I haven't gave back to the community. I've told him my goals before. I haven't done none of those goals. So me personally, I feel like he would want me to keep going, obviously, and you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Just keep doing what you got to do.
well, let's end with this. What are those goals front and center in your mind, Tay?
Okay, so obviously the NFL for at least 10 years helped.
Right.
You know, is rare for running backs, but I also, besides, let's just not even talk about football. I want to get back to the community. I want to get back to Brevard. I honestly want to get back to the organization in West Melbourne because they've done a lot for me and my family. Marcus May has inspired me with what he's doing with football camps yearly. So I would want to do something like that, or just, and also I want to help with kids that got disabilities and kids that get bullied. I want to throw more camps or, you know, what can I say? Camps or, you know, just build a foundation to
Bring
help
them together.
you feel me? Whatever they
Yeah.
got going, I want to be that person that changed their lives, even when I'm gone. I just want to leave an impact on the place I came from.
Yeah, there's no doubt you will. And if people watch this interview tonight, and I know a lot of people will, this was great. I mean, you did a hell of a job here tonight, and I'm glad that you and I took this time together to talk. What do you want everybody to know about you? What should people know about you?
Uh, I would say I'm okay. My teammates asked me this question the other day. That's kind of crazy, but I would say I'm selfless. A lot of people would probably think I'm selfish because I post what I always got going on. But to be honest, I want everybody around me to be the best person they can be. Like, if you wasn't posting enough videos, honestly, Alan, I would be like, "What's going on? Like, is everything okay?" Like,
Right.
no, I want everybody to be the best at what they're doing, if that makes sense. So I want
No.
everybody to, and I want everybody to just live stress free because life, you only get one life. So
Yep.
why not try to make it the best?
And ain't no person more than you knows that all those yards and these records you're setting and have set, they don't come without the big guys up front and the play calling and the coaches. You know all that. You've said all that.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Tay, it is always an honor. I can't believe we've been chatting for 30 minutes already, but man, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Now, after this season is over, and I don't care when it is, I want you in this studio. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want you to come in this studio, and we'll sit down, and we're going to recap it all. God bless you. God bless your family, and good luck this upcoming season. When's camp start for you guys?
Camp starts at the beginning of August.
All right. Well, we're going to be watching, and of course, you can keep up with Tay and damn near every week we put something up about him because he's always running for 150, 200 yards and 2-3 touchdowns. Tay, thank you so much, man.
Yes, sir.
For Tay Farmer here on our summer series of interviews, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski for the Brevard Sports Network.